Greetings, beautiful nerds. Welcome to our 16th session of our mini-series, Our Flag Means Doom.
60th?
The 60th, yes. Exploring the homebrew world of Hodromia.
Hodromia! It's
No.
Hodromia, bitches!
That's not what it is.
Back to work.
Our heroes have left Selamet. They are now setting sail for the Shabazpur Islands, the center of the pirate kingdom. But who better to introduce these heroes than our wonderful cast, starting with Blanche.
Hello, everybody. I am Jess Kelsey, or Farm Grown Nerd, whichever you know me as, playing Captain Blanche Foret.
Brash. And I'm by Brash, I mean Hatch.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Seth, and I will be playing Hatch, the Dragonborn Blood Hunter. You can find me on TikTok at Noctopus and Instagram and Threads at Noct.topus.
Brash.
Hi, everybody. It's me. I'm Andy. I'm playing Brash Briggs today. Good to be back. You can find me at ValveMax010 on almost all socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. And I'd love it if you guys could head over to Sir Pfeffer's Twitch on Saturday nights and check out our little campaign that we started called Bayonet. It is a take on a Strahd-esque Barovia demiplane thing. It's really cool. So I'd love it if you guys could go check it out. And thank you.
That sounds awesome. Pandora.
Hello, it's me, Emma! I'm playing Pandora, Necromancer Extraordinaire / Warlock / Sugar Baby to the Dark Lords of Hell? Question mark? Who knows? But yeah, I'm pumped to be here.
Sugar baby.
No
Listen.
question mark.
Yeah. And of course, as always, I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, Andy, aka Mr.DanDyDM, and you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and on all of the other socials that exist, maybe? If you happen to come across this episode and you enjoy it, please consider going back to the first episode to see how this lovable band of miscreants got to where they are in this very privileged position of having a very, 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 very nice looking ship, freshly repaired and upgraded. Ooh. Anyway, also consider going to the other shows that I run called Shadows of Ashkelon and The Survivors of Ashkelon, all of which take place within this shared universe. We do, of course, appreciate all of you who have liked and subscribed thus far. And now that we have got our introductions out of the way, let us dive into our 16th episode of Our Flag Means Doom. Okay, so we're going to roll that d4 now. Just to clarify, Kelsey, you're number 1. We have number 2 at Seth. And then Emma, you are number 3. And then Andy, you're number 4. Okay, so I'm going to roll this nice crystal d4, see what we get.
Feels like trauma.
That is number 4.
Oh no!
I knew it! Oh, gosh.
You do it!
I
Set the tone.
had a feeling it was gonna be me. I got juju with this. All right, I'm really in tune with my senses, and now I'm panicking, so I'm talking a lot. Whatever you got to do, just do it.
Well,
Go ahead, Andy. Kill him.
give me a roll of a d10, please.
Okay.
Try and get a
Which
7.
one do I want to use? I'm gonna use my melon D10.
Sounds good.
6.
6. Okay. Okay.
What does that mean?
Home for.
We find the crew of the HARETRIGGER triumphantly escaping the city of Selamet. You guys didn't spend a whole bunch of time there, but what time you did spend there was actually very productive, both in the repairs that were done to the ship, the exploration of the city, certain mysterious things that have happened that have given you added knowledge and perhaps wisdom as to a course of action that you might need to take, and also the addition of certain allies. Namely, the, some would say, mythic, legendary Harper Champ, the grandmother to our very own Captain Blanche Foret, who many thought dead, but is actually just quietly, or was until recently, quietly, secretly living in retirement. But retirement did not suit her, and the surprise arrival of her granddaughter, literally bumping into her on the streets of Selamet, has reinvigorated this aged Harengon to the point where she decides to join the crew of the HARETRIGGER and offers them aid to perhaps find new important allies within the Shabazpur Islands, the core center of the pirate kingdom and operations that exist within the world of Odromia. That is where we find you, sailing southward? Sailing south. For a time, you were hugging the coast, but realizing that, people might be, you might be prone to being discovered just by hugging the coast, you decided to make for open water. Captain Blanche, I need you to give me a helm check. This will be something you just add your intelligence modifier to it.
That'll be a 16.
16. You, realizing this, sort of gazing at your charts, talking it over with your grandmother, she advises that you head for open water. Get out into the sea of Hilo. Make for the deep. Get away from the coast. That way you are free from perhaps prying eyes. You do that. You set sail for open water. The crew are invigorated by not only the time they got to rest in the city of Selamet, but also just enjoying the new repairs and upgrades. The HARETRIGGER has never looked or felt like a ship in its prime until now. Also, the addition of the, cannon is a very nice welcome gift. As you begin to make for open water, there is just the faintest apprehension, Captain Blanche, because you, for the most part, have hugged the coast of Suristir pretty frequently. That, and whenever you've been in the vicinity of the Shabazpur Islands, you've stuck within the archipelago. But making for open water has its own advantages, but also its own dangers. On a 16, you make sail, and you sail completely unobstructed for 2 days. Nothing of any real significance happening. There's a spot of weather here and there, but nothing that would be out of your depth. The crew being invigorated by the rest, but also by the upgrades, but also by the fact that they're heading to the Shabazpur Islands. We're pirates, after all. This is something that we should be really looking forward to. On the third day, there is a very large fog bank that seems to span at least a couple miles. It is not choppy weather, but definitely something that obstructs your visibility.
She's kind of gripping the helm the whole time. Just trust it, trust it, trust it, like it, trust it.
You hear Grack up in the crow's nest. Oi, Captain! Large fog bank. How do you want to? What do we want to do? Do you want to go around?
As long as we can without running into any rocks. I would like to actually hop down to the very front of the ship, and cast at the end of the masthead Faerie Fire as we're going through the fog.
Don't you have to have a target for Faerie Fire?
Yeah, that's why I said the end of the masthead. So it's a 20-foot cube in a bubble at the front of the ship.
Okay, so you are casting it on like the is it the bow? Hold on.
The bow is in front, I believe. There's your bow.
Yes, it's the bow. It's the front of the ship. Okay. Alrighty then. Where is everybody else?
Hatch is sulking. They locked him out of the kitchen. So he's just sitting in front of the kitchen, the galley, just like, they won't let me in. Just kind of, just crisscross applesauce, waiting to try and get it. That's all I've been doing for the past 2 days.
Stupid. Dozer at one point comes in. This is, Master Hatch, we need you topside. There's some rigging that needs to be moved along.
Is it real important? Because I know that as soon as those doors open, I'll make him lunch. So if you need me right now, I'll go.
I think that Lemegli and Yonlin, they can handle it.
Fine. I get up and I stomp away, but I do that thing where I pretend to stomp away first, and then march quiet, then look back at the door real quick. And then when it doesn't open, I'll... All right, fine, I'm going now.
Where is Brash?
Brash is probably already topside, hanging out with Harper. I imagine for the past few days, whenever Blanche didn't have a question or want to tell a story to Harper, Brash was telling a story or asking a question to her. And I think he wouldn't be too far from her when Grack would call out Fog Bank. And then he'd kind of see the bubble of Faerie Fire appear at the front of the ship, and he'd immediately want to find Blanche.
Yeah. Pandora. Where is Pandora right now?
I love the kind of like eyebrow, like where
I honestly, like, here's the thing, like, Pandora's a Swiss Army knife. She could be anywhere,
She
doing
really
whatever the
could
fuck.
be. So I think after the heart-to-heart on the beach where Brash had said, like, Blanche didn't touch a map or didn't read a map and, like, until you came on board, I think she has kind of positioned herself, you know, by the map table that I think is on deck. There's one up by isn't there one by the helm? Yeah, I think there's one by the helm. And I think she's just fingering the necklace that she's wearing as she practices illusory script with the maps of the Shabazpur Islands out in front of her.
Pandora, give me...
What did I do now?
No. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Okay.
Depending on this roll, it will give Captain Blanche a bonus, or it won't do anything.
Perfect.
As you were gazing through the charts, you have the correct heading for the Shabazpur Islands, but there are a number of different ways of getting there and how to approach it. Like, do you approach it from the west? Do you approach it from the east? So Give me a. I'll say, give me a survival check.
Okay. I'm the cartographer. Just kidding. 17.
Okay.
Wanna know why it's 17? Because that fucking necklace. That's why.
You are able to roll your next helming check with advantage.
While she's doing that, would I be able to find her?
You are
I mean, I'm just-
standing. You're standing next to Captain Blanche. I thought you were standing next to Captain.
Okay,
Blanche.
perfect. I just wanted to make sure that I was closer. I was standing next
Yeah.
to Harper.
Harper
I-
has not left. Harper has not left her granddaughter's side this entire time.
Fantastic.
This fog, by the way.
Awesome.
Was that?
How thick is this? Oh, I'm sorry. How thick is this fog, by the way? This like a can't see your nose in front of you, or are we talking like? 100
Give me a
feet, 50
perception
feet?
check.
Hatch on deck, or is he still?
I thought you were
sulking
making, like,
outside
a-
the kitchen.
Oh no, he made his way topside. It was just like one of those things where he sort of like temporarily
it.
looked behind him.
So I thought you said this fog is really thick, and I was like, yeah, it is. I didn't register that you had asked a question. But I wanted to know if I could give Blanche inspiration for this. And then also, what would you say the piloting check is based on in attribute?
It depends on the circumstances. Say
Okay.
if it were in the midst of a storm, it might be a strength. If it's just based off of I'm going to direct the ship a certain way, normally it would be intelligence. And then if it were like something that needs to be done really quickly, like a snap decision, it would be like a dexterity bonus.
Okay. Would you say this is probably wisdom?
Sure.
Okay. I just wanted to know which one.
Gingy voice. Not the gumdrop buttons.
I just want to make sure when I give this gumdrop button, it's fine. But yeah, if I may, in addition to inspiration for Captain, I would like to also cast Enhance Ability, Owl's Wisdom, for her.
I will strengthen.
Okay.
So, am I rolling wisdom then? That's a minus one.
Well,
Not anymore.
Pandora has given you advantage on your next pilot, but you don't have to roll a piloting check. I have not asked you for one yet.
Okay.
You just are able to use it. You're able to use advantage when you are when you want, and depending on if it is a wisdom piloting check, you'll be able to have a bonus to that. Is that how I'm understanding the inspiration?
Inspiration, yeah, it'll be like a D8, and then if it's a wisdom check with enhance ability, she's already got advantage thanks to Pandora, but if it's a wisdom check, it would also just be at advantage for up to an hour, for however long I'm concentrating on it.
Got it.
And I'll just kind of like, you got this, Captain, and I will like kind of bang my foot on the deck and just kind of like create this steady thump, like a meditation beat almost.
Like Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, a little bit like.
Okay. Seth, give me Hatch, give me a perception check.
That was an 11.
An 11. Yeah, this fog looks very thick. It looks like it would be a almost not completely zero visibility, but it would be severe. Like you're in open water, but you don't know necessarily just how much ahead of you you'll be able to see.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you're entering the fog bank. Captain Blanche, as you pilot into the fog bank, the fog momentarily is just sort of like wafting around you all. just wafting through the sails, the ship, over the sides of the ship. And at first it's very light and very filmy and just smoky. But then it becomes almost like this palpable, like, fog. And it's almost impenetrable. Only able to see people who are within, like, 10 feet of you. You are still able to see, with your Faerie Fire, exactly where the front of the ship is. And so that is helpful. Hatch, where are you?
I think Hatch has made his way topside. I think I'm just trying to... I don't know how much good it'll do given the vast amounts of space that would be between us and the next possible living thing, but I think I'm just trying to, like, smell here. Clearly, sight is going to be useless for me here, but I've got a little bit of faith in the old sniffer.
Okay. Give me a perception check, and you'll be able to do this with advantage because smell is a part of it.
The cello's unnerving me, man.
Come on, give me a good number. 15.
15.
Yay.
On a 15. Captain Blanche, you have steered into the fog. You know you're heading. You know that in order to get to the Shabazpur Islands, getting through this fog as quickly as possible is the right course. Hatch, you are at the front of the ship. Made your way there. Thankfully, through the gift of the Faerie Fire, you're able to determine exactly where the front of the ship is. You know that you're not able to really see. You're barely able to see maybe 20 or 30 feet out. You can see the sort of the ocean beneath the ship. You can see... Hold on. There's a smell on the wind. Something that is familiar, but is not the HARETRIGGER. As you begin to move deeper and deeper into the fog, the smell at times gets more intense, and then at sometimes it diminishes completely. But it returns. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is kind of an ambiguous question, but do I have maybe like negative or positive memories associated to this smell? Does it?
Oh, it's
does
a
it
negative
elicit negative memories? Okay.
Yep.
It's a bad thing.
The last time that you smelled this smell or something like it, because it's not exactly the same, but there's a hint there. And on the 15, the last time you smelled this smell was when you were facing up against Charybdis marauders. And Rihanna and Shiv took one of the twin stones from you.
No! No.
But this is not necessarily a smell associated with those two people. It is a smell associated with the ship itself. And Hatch, as you are... Actually, I will say on a 15. As you smell this smell, and again, as I said, it's something that comes in and then it leaves. And as you sort of strain your eyes to see into the fog, there are briefly glimpses of shadows in the fog. Shadows of other ships and sails all around the HARETRIGGER.
I immediately make my way to the captain. I'm not yelling this out, but I'm just as quick as possible to the captain.
Yep.
Captain, I think we might be surrounded.
But, I can't see a
It's
damn
all right.
thing in this fog. What do you
Yeah,
mean
it's all right.
surrounded? With what?
The smell. It smells familiar.
Familiar like what? She starts
Familiar
sniffing.
like Charybdis familiar.
Hearing that, could I try giving him a sniff?
Yes.
I wonder if this fog is natural.
I would also like to do a little sniff, but mine is different. She's just, and that's how she activates her primeval awareness.
Okay.
I can't smell shit.
Your brain is your
Brain is my
coolest
sniffer.
my nose is my coolest asset.
I will say though, Pandora, give me a perception check because
Brain.
with your newfound abilities, newfound abilities, you realize that certain senses that were very dull before, clouded, are now extremely heightened, and you have clarity about certain things.
Actually, give a shit about what's around me. Interesting.
You can perceive things now.
I can perceive things now, other than
I
myself.
can perceive. I can fight.
I can fight.
Really quick, Andy, I think the reason that your camera goes in and out of focus is because the light source for the mic
it's focusing on
it's focusing on the mic itself.
They're pretty though.
Stab. Wait, no. There we go.
Sorry,
try that.
stab.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't know what I'd do without you.
What were the results?
All I perceive is that this fog has too much salt water in the air and it's fucking up with my hair because I rolled an 8.
I got an 18 on mine.
18. Okay. Captain Blanche. Captain Blanche.
Primeval awareness says, as an action, you can expend 1 ranger spell slot to sense whether any aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead are present within 1 mile of you, or up to 6 miles if you are in your favorite terrain.
So that sounds like here.
None of those things are present.
Okay, well then she just sniffs the air and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just thick air. Don't like it.
Brash. With Hatch giving information, passing along things he's perceived, you immediately direct your senses towards your surroundings as well, trying to pierce into the fog as best you can. You got an 18. You begin to look out, and using your nose as well, you also begin to find that familiar scent. And as you look around, you look aft, back over the stern of the ship. And as you look out into the fog, you very briefly see the aft portion of another ship, familiar yellow markings, yellow sails, piercing into the fog, and is gone. It seems...
Did it look like it was moving?
Oh, yes, it's moving away from you.
Okay.
We must get out of this fog as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yep.
What are you both so nervous about? It's just a little fog.
I mean, I understand though completely. Look what it's doing to my hair.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Zero sense of survival.
Hey, we're oblivious.
Captain, there is a high chance that we are entirely surrounded by Charybdis marauders right now. I just saw the aft end of one of their ships. We need to spread the word to the rest of the crew to stay as quiet as possible and hope they don't open fire. If we're lucky, they haven't noticed us yet.
Of course we are. This is exactly how this past 2 months have been going. All right, off to go on the rest of the crew.
We blew up the last Charybdis ship we came across. No reason we can't do that.
I was
few
gonna say,
more
I can do that
times.
again, Captain. If you want me to stop blowing up ships again, I can do that for you.
I'm down.
Harper. Harper is sort of looking at every one of you and says,
Open fire.
Oh, I think it might be best if we, perhaps rely on stealth as opposed to fighting our way out of here.
Well, we'll call that Plan B. How about that?
Wait, plan A is we don't try and hide. We instead try to fight our way out. You just said
No, what you said, we'll call that Plan B. We'll sneak on by, and if we get stopped, I mean, there's not much.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was confused about the sequence of which plan we're talking about. Okay.
I agree, Harper.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Both of you minus a few lessons in alphabet. B comes after A.
So sorry, dear. I didn't have much schooling when I was your age. I see. At this point, you hear Grack in the crow's nest whisper down, "Captain!
Not again!
Captain! Sail to starboard! Sail to starboard!" You barely see him, but he's like pointing to the right, off the right side of the ship. He was yelling down to you all, "Captain! Captain! Sail to starboard! Sail to starboard!" He's gesturing off to the right side of the ship. You very, very briefly see the very topmost sails with like a flag fluttering in the breeze as it sort of like drifts back into the fog bank. At this point, you have seen not one, but 3 different ships.
Do we know what the Charybdis Marauders' reputation is amongst other pirates? Are they liked?
Yes, you do. The Charybdis Marauders are a, we'll say, xenophobic, racist group of human pirates.
Wow.
We as players get that, but how is that compared to other pirates? Maybe we're the one shining beacon of intersectionality on a pirate ship.
The other pirate clans tend to get along. The only problem is that they are smaller than the Charybdis Marauders. The Charybdis Marauders are a larger pirate clan, and so they sort of like have for a good period held a certain amount of sway on the seas. That has changed as the dwarven city ships have been introduced in the seas of Hilo and Perv, because the dwarven city ships are just not to be messed with. They're massive, and so what ended up happening is the Charybdis Marauders have had to get very nimble. And because of that, they're not as dominant, or have not been as dominant, and that has allowed the other pirate clans to sort of form their own alliances amongst each other. And so right now, everybody doesn't like the Charybdis Marauders. Also,
they're the Ashley of this game.
They are the Ashley of this game. Hashtag not
Ashley.
my
Not
romance.
Not my romance.
Not my romance.
But also, you also know, you have the benefit of knowing this. They are in league with the Nightmoors, and by extension, the Grajit.
Yeah.
Right. We kind of knew that their team up was a thing.
Yeah, that's right. Shoot, I was hoping if we avoided them, we could have one less enemy on our tail while we were trying to assail the Nightmore estate, but looks like they're going to be there no matter what.
Our enemy's kind of just one large conglomeration at this
One large,
point.
What was it? The Justice League and then the Legion of Doom.
We're going up against BlackRock.
The BBEG once again is capitalism.
I mean, you're not wrong. Just, more infernal, I guess.
Pirate capitalism.
So normal.
Yeah.
So art reflects life.
At this point, Captain Blanche, as these ships have been pointed out to you, you realize that you're going a pretty decent clip. Right now, you're moving through the fog, and your movement through the fog is actually breaking up the fog by how fast you're going.
Oh no!
Oh dear. I'm gonna whisper yell up to Grak. Oh, the sheet. We need to slow down.
Captain. He responds back, and Harper Champ puts her hand on your shoulder, Captain Blanche. That was very wise.
Little point in giving away our position. And she kind of like waves her hand for a second, and the fairy fire is gone. She goes, "Nah."
At this point, the crew, members of the crew, clamber up to the masts and begin to trim the sails and haul them in. Just to slow, we're still moving, but we are moving slowly so that we're not breaking up the thing that's giving us cover right now. I need Pandora to give me another perception check.
I can see everything.
If we need to, I can gate us over there, dimension door us over there to a little bit of damage, then jump right back.
No.
I can punch one of them overboard and then just run right back.
I've told you not once but twice what this has done to my hair, and no one seems to be listening.
Hatch, ever since you got stronger after Brat Ray, your confidence has just gone through the roof, man.
First mate, I haven't died once. I haven't died once since Brat.
and I can appreciate that, but like
I die all the time before. It's a drop of a hat.
There's such a thing as living to fight another day, my friend.
Yeah, they won't be though.
Please consider it.
I'm unkillable.
We're gods.
Well, we might see. We might just find out. It was a Nat One, Andy.
Okay. Because it's a Nat One, Captain Blanche, I need you to give me another helm check.
Oh boy.
Exactly where they are.
Where's the pink dice that is specifically set aside for Blanche? I can't find it. Traitor's little shit. Okay.
Is it intelligence, wisdom, what?
This would be an intelligence check.
Okay, that is an 18.
18. Captain Blanche, as you turn the tiller, you the axe comes into view.
Ready to go.
As you turn the tiller to port, trying to get away from the ship that Grak just alerted you to was starboard, you see that directly at the very front of the ship, there is another Charybdis Marauder vessel that is moving from left to right across the front of your ship. You are currently potentially T-boning them.
Okay.
Hatch gets into like a runner's starting position.
Oh, son of a biscuit-eating mud muffin. I don't know what to do.
Should maybe at least get some crew on the cannons, just in case.
Makes as
You
much
hear
sense
Grack
as-
whisper down.
Captain, the very front, the bow, forward, Captain. There's another sail.
Yes, I know. I can't, but Brash. I don't know what to do right now.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna palm her head like a basketball.
Like you're gonna Jurassic Park.
One mixtape.
And and I think at this point 10 minutes is probably past, so my first inspiration is probably long gone. So I'm just gonna, Captain, I know how much you like pretty things, and this ship is about the prettiest thing you own right now.
That's true.
The last thing you want to have happen is for you to get a scratch on your baby now. And I'll like turn her head back towards the front of the ship, back towards the wheel, give her inspiration while I do that. It's like, I'm gonna get these cannons ready. You get us out of this mess because I know you can. And I'm gonna head off.
Okay. Pandora, you have two choices. You can stay here and assist Captain Blanche, or you can head
Please
with
help.
Brash and assist him in yanking out the guns.
Okay, wait. Okay, so wait. What am I helping Blanche with? What would I be helping her with?
Charts.
Charts. Okay,
Charts and headings.
Charts and headings. Okay, versus helping Brash with getting shit blown up. Okay. I don't know. Well, because I fucked up on that last roll, I'll go, I'll say, Captain, orders for me? Do you want, where would you like me?
You go wherever you feel you're needed most, Pandora. I'm not going to try to tell you what to do. I just need to get this ship steered in a direction somehow. Because the only thing she's thinking right now is...
Harper takes, just puts her hand on your back and your shoulder, Captain Blanche, and says, "Don't worry, girl. I'm right here. Pandora, I think it might be best if you helped Brash. He probably use an extra pair of hands."
Good, because I love setting shit on fire. And she'll go and go help Brash.
Hey, Pandora, as you begin to make your way below deck, give me a wisdom save.
Pandora's the D&D embodiment of somebody gave me fire!
What do you have? A knife!
Well, now my wisdom save is
That's
really
better.
fucking high. So now it's 21.
21.
Mental health can't get me when I have the power of warlock packs
Nothing
on
to
my side.
nothing to do with mental health here. This was just to determine if you were suddenly taken somewhere or not. As you begin to make your way below deck, very, very, very briefly, you feel a chill on the back of your neck, and suddenly the air around you feels almost frostbitten. And you hear a familiar voice. "So, how are we doing right now, Pandora? Seems like you have a very strong mental barrier up right now. That's good. That's very good. Putting my patronage to very good use, I see."
I'd pay for a hit on him.
Come on, Emma,
You recognize the voice of Mephistopheles in this moment.
So it was right. It was right behind me, right?
You hear it's going as you're going down the stairs below deck. You feel like the voice is sort of following you.
Okay. So I think she like kind of freezes on the stairs and then collects herself and goes, well, you gave me such a beautiful bauble. Be a shame not to use it.
Is now a bad time to have a little conversation?
I was about to go blow some shit up, but
Oh well, don't let me stop you.
Maybe later.
Seems like this is a bad time.
you're so kind and such a gentleman. Thank you so much. I'll tell you all about it later, where we can sit and chat and catch up. You can tell me all about the lovely things you've been doing down in those lovely levels of hell.
That's laying it on a bit thick, but yes. I if you end up getting out of whatever shenanigans you're involved in right now, then I'm sure we'll have a conversation.
Would you like to help?
I am helping.
You are? How?
You're there.
Well, I know I'm here, darling. I'm always helping, but
Well,
could you give me a little more help?
He's losing his
Pandora?
mind.
you have all of the gifts that I've given you. Put
Love
them
for
to
you
good
come
use.
Save me.
I much prefer you find ways of saving yourself.
Very easily manipulated.
But I hope you get out of whatever mess you're in, and we'll talk later. Ta-ta. And the voice is suddenly gone, and the cold air, the mist coming out of your mouth as you were breathing dissipates and is gone.
Pandora, snap out of it.
Brushes off the icicle.
Yeah, Brash at this point is just sort of like pushing you just in the front, just like.
I was, and then she starts to
Are you-
lie. She starts to lie, and then she looks at his face and goes, I was just having a little chat. With
I
Nat.
see. Anything we need to know?
He wants to share something with me a little bit later, so we'll find out.
All right. Well, I have no problem saying this, but right now, fuck him. I don't care. Let's.
That's fair. Do you want me to summon one of the demon lords? Would now be a good time?
Doesn't that like cost you something?
That can't possibly be a good thing.
I think it would be a great thing. We need help after all, don't we?
Not yet. Right?
I think those are for like dire straight, like ripcord. You pull it in case of emergency.
Right. I'm just saying we're surrounded by 3 ships.
It's getting close to emergency. I'm telling
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 4 ships.
A hand descends out of the clouds. Or
I know it's just a. Actually.
Very Monty Python.
Sorry. Let me rephrase. We're surrounded on all sides.
There's been no fire opened yet. We're getting our. I am also freaking out right now. Okay, I don't want you to think I'm not.
Okay. Well, I'm not freaked out, so it's all right.
Both of you give me a perception check.
Shit.
to realize you are indeed freaking the fuck out. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I am freaking out.
Well, actually, I've just done an insightful check on myself. I am freaking the fuck out.
Oh, that's what that feels like.
That's what that feels like.
Oh, I've been feeling that a lot. That's not good.
19.
23.
19?
Hey.
23. As you guys are at the bottom, you're like in front of you see that you're below deck in front of the cannon. There are some other crew members who are milling about. Tyler is one of them. But as you are having this conversation, both of you at the exact same time suddenly look
to the aft portion of the ship. And you see that all the way in the back, there are these two massive barrels that, Brash, you remember from when Shiv and Rihanna first were up on the HARETRIGGER. Shiv was trying to arm a bomb, basically, and these barrels were the bomb. So these massive barrels full of, from what you gathered at the time, was black powder.
New idea.
And you both see this at the same time.
Brain blast.
Just you hear maniacal laughing.
He joins her. He joins her.
He's just so maniacally laughing.
All right.
Blanche's anxiety kicks up a whole nother notch. Like, oh, it's her. Oh, now it's him. Oh no, that's not good.
I think I'm thinking what you're thinking. We kick him off the aft end of the boat and get a little
Blow them to smithereens.
get a little bit far away so we don't get caught up in it.
Yes.
They start trailing us, you blow those fuckers up.
Watch the carnage and limbs fill the air.
That's a little bit more graphic than I was expecting, but okay.
I mean, we know that might happen, but we don't necessarily need to point it out. You know?
Yeah. It's like,
The necromancer.
That's like-
I don't know what to tell you. Death doesn't
like you're
figure out.
seeing confetti fall from the sky and you're like, oh, look at all the red pieces.
Pissed.
It's like Happy Tree Friends. Pandora would have loved to watch that show.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I like this plan actually.
I am going to, just in case, I'm gonna werewolf out. Just real casual, just super cash.
Just a cash little wolf out.
Just get this going before anything might happen.
You, using your bonus
Shazam.
action, you suddenly turn into your lizard wolf that you've done in the past. Harper, this is the first time they've seen it. They are. Oh, good gracious! Oh my heavens!
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. I do it a lot.
That is extremely unsettling.
It's not the only surprise, and then I'd like to, if you don't mind, I'll scratch my chest, and I'm gonna activate my blood right, and my arms catch fire.
What the fuck?
Ah!
That's new.
What the fuck?
Before I had the
Usually-
right of lightning, and I had lightning fists. Now I have fire fists.
Did you see that?
Harper
Yeah,
Harper
just-
sort of leans down towards you, Blanche, and says, "Well, I'm sure glad he's one of your friends and not on their side."
Right. Dangerous times calls for dangerous company.
Let's not tell her how many times I've died, shall we?
What's
trying to
that
get
bubble
this
when we're
woman's
in less
respect.
mortal danger?
Well, at this point, Pandora and Brash, you are below deck. You've seen these two massive barrels full of black powder. At this point, the charge mechanism that was used to be fair, Shiv never actually finished setting the charge mechanism. So that would be something that both of you would end up doing.
I have fire.
That's your charge mechanism right there. It's a little finger with
Well,
a little
I'll tell you what,
fireball on it.
That's a charge mechanism of fire.
Tell you what.
So
I ever saw one.
if I'm to understand the plan correctly, you would be throwing these barrels over the side. These barrels would get a distance away from the ship, and then Pandora would have to shoot them.
I could do either firebolt or fireball.
May I
And I-
offer another suggestion, just in case? I actually do like this plan. It's a lot less dangerous in general, but I could teleport over to one of the ships with a barrel.
Oh,
And
these
light it
barrels
up
are
from
about the
inside.
size of you.
Okay.
They're very
Never
large.
It's not barrels, it's barrels.
Yeah, these are
Barrels.
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 All right. Well, what? I'm up at the shit. I can't say anything. Y'all
You
gotta.
can't say anything.
No, I can't.
we're concocting chaos, and you can't do anything. Well, do we know if we still have that charge mechanism here?
You would have to make one yourself.
Darling, I am the charge mechanism.
You
Yeah, if you just
can
get hit it with a fireball.
Not doubting you. I'm just asking.
Of course I can hit it. Just depends on how much fire you want. A little spicy or really spicy?
Anything that, preferably, I'd like to take down at least 1 to 2 of these ships. If not, cause a distraction to get them to look the other way.
Are y'all talking about this out loud, by the way?
We're whispering it.
Or is this done in glances and furtive?
Meanwhile,
eyebrow lifts?
as this is happening, as you're sort of having this conversation about a plan, you see Tyler and Grill and Telkar and Cindier all are pulling out the guns and opening the gun ports on the side of the ship in preparation. They're getting the cannons ready to fire if they are needed.
Good job, y'all. Thank you. Now, you think you can hit it?
I can. I think, of course I can. Where am I firing at? She fluffs her hair out.
All right.
Takes out her
We
wand.
need to get these over the edge of the ship first.
No, I'm not doing that. I just did my nails.
Oh my god.
I actually also just did my nails, so I can't do
Hatch. Well, you're currently on fire, so
Wait,
Yeah, I didn't think
are
about
you
that.
above deck or are you with us? Where are...
No, he's above deck. Yeah.
Oh, so Hatch isn't even here. Okay.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
We're
don't worry about it.
talking
Anything I say is non-canon.
Okay. All right. I'm
I
but
can
a
stay
spirit.
on. I'm but a spirit. Go, first mate, go.
Would I be able to pick one of these up?
Put a little power to it, whatever the fuck they say. Woohoo! And I prestidigitate sparkles.
Not
Give me a strength. Give me a strength check.
All right. Melon dice.
Melon.
It's a 10.
Okay.
This barrel is about almost 6 feet tall. It is a very large barrel. It's about 6 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. And you try to get sort of your arms around it to sort of see if you can lift, and it is extremely awkward and heavy.
Okay.
Struggling?
Wait.
We're struggling.
What the fuck am I doing? Hang on. I'm gonna try and focus up for a second. I'm gonna put my nose, the end of my nose in my mouth, and as quietly as I possibly can, going to play just a little boop, 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 boop. And I will cast for the first time. I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Ooh.
Lift giant barrel.
I want to cast Lift Giant Barrel. I would like to cast Animate Objects.
What the fuck?
Got the Fantasia.
please for our viewers at home.
You have to.
What does Animate Objects do?
Animate objects. Objects come to life at your command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that alters, depending on the size of them, that are not being worn or carried. Each target animates and becomes a creature under your control until the spell ends or until reduced to 0 hit points. And they have...
Control being the key words, right?
Yeah. They also have... What's the stat sheet for it? They have movement. If they don't have legs, they float. They gain a levitate thing.
This is
Okay.
wild.
It's a 5th level spell.
So we'll say this is a Yeah, as a bonus action, you can mentally command any creature you made with this spell if the creature is within 500 feet of you. Wow. Okay. Way to think outside the barrel. You play this tune on your nose, and the magic is released, and you're targeting the two barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, these two barrels sprout arms and legs. And they don't sprout a face, but suddenly you see, you hear rather, the sound of two voices.
Why, hello there.
Oh my god, you're gonna blow these things up.
Oh, yes, I am.
What'd you like us to do?
Oh, I'm going to fucking kill them.
Oh my god, they're alive.
I would like you.
Oh.
You're fine. I'd like you to go for a little swim if you don't mind.
A swim? Yes,
Absolutely.
a swim.
Well, hello. You're a little bit different from your friend here. I don't know why I'm getting to know these things. I'm sorry. Listen. How about you just follow me, you two?
Okay.
Hey.
And keep it quiet. And we'll head back up topside.
I think Pandora's just tapping her
Captain
wand.
Blanche and Hatch, you are very, very slowly. You at this point, Captain Blanche, you've steered the ship to port. Port?
Yeah, because you said the ship was going from port to starboard, so I would be going the direction it's like.
Yes.
Yeah, so port.
So you, as the ship is the other ship disappears into the fog, you suddenly hear this sort of creaking of wood on wood, and you see emerging from below deck these two very massive barrels. The rest of the crew, you see Grill, the Kenku, suddenly you rather hear them just being like, these two massive barrels have arms and legs, and you see them sort of waddle up from below deck onto the main deck, and they sort of just and they sit down.
I'm just staring at the barrels going, if I had met Pandora before seeing that, I might have been bothered. If I hadn't met Pandora before seeing that, I might have been bothered.
That was actually our first mate. A wonderful spell, I must say.
Little trick I picked up recently.
Weirdest things.
Little.
Number one will blow your mind.
Actually, that's going on quotes. I smell the gunpowder, the sulfur, and then I immediately back up like 15 feet.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
wanna be anywhere near that.
You recognize the barrels as well immediately because you died near them the last time. So yes, so yeah, very familiar. You see these two barrels plop down. You suddenly hear a voice. So what would you like us to do next?
Why do they talk?
Quietly.
Yeah, shut up.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, hang up now.
I didn't pick that, by the way, Captain. That's just something they do. This is actually my first time trying this whole thing out. I'm gonna workshop it, but these two are gonna be the heroes of the hour today.
Harper looks down at you and then looks back at Captain Blanche. Like, you have some very strange friends.
You don't know the half of it.
I'm getting that sense right now. Don't do anything normal, do they?
Not a single blessed thing. Just wait until Pandora starts creating jobs.
I miss my corpses. She looks at the barrels. I miss my boys.
I miss my chair.
Look, we're all gonna go to a Petco after this, all right, and get ourselves some
talking about?
goldfish or something.
We're a floating Petco. What are you talking
we are
about?
Petco.
Kind of are.
A veritable Noah's Ark.
It's 2 rabbits.
There's a
Three
Kanku.
now.
There's technically 3.
Yeah, there was 4, now
Yeah.
there's 3.
So I'm saying we're the most progressive pirate ship.
There's a lizard. There's an elephant.
There's a robot.
There's a robot.
Mhm.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah, ferret.
There's an
Ferret.
otter.
otter.
Speaking
Oh,
of
it's an otter, that's right.
Dozer, Dozer comes up to you, Brash, and says, "Do you need any help getting those positioned?"
Yes, I do. Boys. Actually, I should ask. No, you know what? I shouldn't. I'm not gonna grow an attachment to you any more than I actually need to.
Are you saying this out loud?
What are you talking about, Dad?
Yes.
Pandora's just nodding along with Brash's out loud thinking, unless you want to get hurt, just keep getting.
Why are you telling? Why are you telling us all this? Yeah, this seems like really unnecessary for you to say all of this in front of us.
Look on one of the barrels is Elmo.
Rocco!
Dozer, meanwhile, suddenly notices that the barrels have legs and arms and are talking. What? What?
Does not compute.
Yeah, you see the little blue eye sort of blink as he registers what the fuck just happened. You see Felix suddenly appear on his shoulder and it's just like, who, did you do this?
It was me. Yeah, there's a lot to explain. I'll explain that later when we're not, knee deep in shit. So, fellas, you're gonna come with me over to the edge of the ship, right over there, and I'm gonna point to the aft end of the boat. And you're just gonna hop on into the water, and you're gonna swim to any other ship nearby that you see. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you very much. And Pandora, you just keep an eye on them.
As like her wand's already starting to spark a little.
All right. Good job, team. Break.
The 2 barrels stand. They ascend the steps towards Blanche and Harper. Harper just sort of looks at them as they pass by, without even the slightest bit of hesitation as to, is this a good idea? They both immediately jump off of the back portion of the ship. Blanche, you suddenly feel like the ship ever so slightly moved just slightly faster, as the weight of these 2 massive barrels suddenly leaves the ship.
It's that heavy. Wow.
Oh my gosh, really? Jeez.
I hope those barrels are watertight.
You see the barrels sploosh, like 2 depth charges suddenly sploosh into the water and begin to Michael Phelps it towards just in opposite directions as they are sort of like moving into the water away from the hair trigger.
The most Sea of Thieves shit I've ever seen.
Pandora, are you watching them and their progress?
I was gonna say Pandora will probably be at the front of the ship, maybe standing on top of the top of something so that she could track where she's going to be firing off. I'm gonna use Firebolt instead of Fireball because Firebolt is a bit smaller and it's not as it's a bit more pointed and direct.
Got it.
Okay. Captain Blanche, I need you to give me another helm check.
Okay.
This is either going to be really awesome or
We're
terrible.
gonna blow ourselves up.
It's gonna be awesome no matter what. But awesome.
That would be
I don't know.
Awesome.
That would be
It's gonna
one
be
way
awesome.
to end this
It's gonna be
campaign.
It's gonna be awesome. That's not awesome.
Self blow up.
That's a 7.
Okay. Hatch, where are you right now?
Actually, I think I'm probably like just below, maybe on the stairs leading up to the deck, because I don't want the light from my arms to be like a beacon in the fog, you know.
Right. Okay. I need you to give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. One perception check. Coming right. This computer's so slow. Oh, whoops, that was advantage. 15 or 14 with a -2.
14. On a 14, as you stare, sort of like you're down below, but your head is still peeking out, you can sort of see just enough into the fog where you see another ship passing you by. This is even close. This is probably the closest one that has passed you by.
A fifth ship?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Okay. Well, everyone else must also be able to see that, right? I'm a little bit below deck. If I can see it, then they surely must.
Everyone is pretty focused on the fact that 2 barrels just jumped off the back end of this ship.
Yeah, there's a bit of a spectacle going on.
All right.
And
in
this
that case,
this ship is on the port side.
okay. I'll stay low then, and just kind of make my way back up topside, and just kind of try to get Captain's attention, like taps on some banister or something, and just point off in that direction.
Okay. Captain Blanche, you see Hatch do that. And you realize that he is telling you that there is another ship out there. He has actually been fairly good at pointing out things recently. When it comes to he's just been doing a good job sailing wise.
Mm-hmm.
Barked boy.
Yeah, finally
Better
figured
and
it out.
All right. She'll do the little bunny hop pole where she turns it hard real quick for a second, and then just a short jaunt to the right, not like big arcing sweep, but just like a tuck stop and try to straighten it out from the port side. I don't know what I'm doing.
You got it. You do know.
I believe in you.
We accept our fates. That's part of why we accept our fates when you join a pirate.
Your grandma believes in you.
Yeah,
That Nana.
she's not judging.
Here, I'm gonna send you
don't know my
something, Kelsey.
Oh dear.
This
She is judging.
is just some very basic knowledge that you can use.
Okay.
Just eulogy ideas, eulogy thought starters. Webster's dictionary defines piracy as
Today was not only our 16th episode,
go.
it was also our last.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
we died the way we lived, dying.
Our quinceanera, no less.
Put ourselves up.
As you steer more starboard, Pandora, give me a perception check.
Fuck.
Ooh, thank you for the link, Dandy. This is really cool.
What was it?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you could hear me.
No, this is good. On a 19, as you are sort of like you're standing like using a rope to sort of brace yourself as you are sort of like standing right at the right in the aft or the stern of the ship, just very sort of doing your best to try and hear / see where these barrels have swum to. You lose sight of them, but you're still able to hear the sort of the motion of their swimming. All of a sudden, you hear, "Oh my goodness, I found one!"
Boom!
All right, let's light this candle.
You
Silence him.
you hear another voice. "Oi! What the fuck is this?"
Give
That's
me
it.
a hug.
It looks like a giant bat. Why is it coming aboard? Hello, everyone. No, what the hell is it? No, what in the nine hells? Get this thing back over the side. What kind of bizarre and Feywild and chase is it? Get this.
You know,
And
you know how
go ahead.
sorry, just, you know, in some games, you don't want to progress the story until you hear all the dialogue that two characters. You're just kind of waiting until they're done going through all their voice lines because you just want to listen.
Yeah.
Brash, you're brilliant.
Well, I found you hear the well, I found you and
Firebolt.
Firebolt. Okay.
Firebolt.
You are going to be this is because you can't see it. You are going to be you're going to need at least a 17 to hit.
Okay, good thing I got a +9 because I'm a wizard, and this is one of my
Clutch
wizard
up.
spells.
A Weezer. Just like Buddy Holly.
So I need at least a 17?
Yep.
No!
Ah.
Miss.
Bruh.
What'd you get? 12.
12.
Okay. Your firebolt streaks out towards the sound of the barrel voice. And you hear, "Hey, look at the pretty here." And then you hear, "Oh, what was that? No, it came from that direction." And
Hold on. Can I add something really quick? So, hold on. So with Firebolt, it says in the spell, it says right there, that if a flammable object is hit by this spell, it ignites if it's not being worn or carried.
right.
So, if it like hit the deck or something, the deck would start to light on fire.
Right, but on a 12,
think
it like streaks. It streaks
This
past
is a nice
the.
try.
Yeah, basically, you singed the nose hairs of one particular pirate as it's standing like next to the barrel, and the flame just goes.
Shit.
He got his mustache.
I got his ears.
Suddenly you hear, "Oh, don't bother with that. We'll handle it later. It came from that direction," and you hear the like a congregation of voices, an entire crew of voices suddenly begins to call out orders and confirm orders, as you suddenly hear hard a port, and they are now adjusting their heading.
Pandora.
It's time for Fireball? Should I just gonna fucking Fireball it at this point?
Roll for initiative. And we're back. Please, everyone, give me your initiative
Oh,
rolls.
that's right, initiative.
I got to dirty 20 before I left.
Was so busy being a pistol. Hold on. A 12 for H. H.
For Heish.
Pandora,
Dirty 20?
dirty 20.
Yes.
Captain Blanche.
18. Wait, Andy, what is that face?
Andy's
Nat
getting his...
One? One?
The face of desperation. I got
Oh,
a 6.
Ooh. Not as bad as a 1. Not as bad as a 1.
Not as bad as a 1.
Man, that's your 6 face. I want to see what the 1 face is.
Okay.
A lot more tears, though.
I'm sorry, Dandy, but yeah, 18 for me.
Got it. Okay. Starting off, we have Pandora.
Okay, round 2. So because I can now hear the shouts, from the ship, am I still firing? Not a disadvantage, but is it still kind of like a handicap? To hit the barrel?
You are going to have, because the ship is moving in a different direction now, and you are also a little bit further away, and the voices that are happening right now are sort of obscuring or blending in with the sound of the barrel, as it's like, hey, what are you guys doing? As you are trying to hit this thing. So now the DC or the AC or DC to hit is an 18.
Oh shit.
Welcome to the combat.
And if I did fireball, would that be all negated because it's a larger?
Well, for fireball, you have to be able to see where you're sending it. So it's not necessarily at least I'm almost positive. Yep.
The point I choose in range. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Then I guess I'm just gonna have to roll high on firebolt.
Okay.
I don't want to. I can't be wasting all those spell
You gotta
slots.
get a 10 at least, you said?
Yeah, because I have a +9, so I have to get at least a 10. Can't use True Strike either. Okay, yeah, I'll just roll for Firebolt again.
Okay.
It's just a 10. It's just a 10.
Ah!
Wowzers, Bowsers.
Jesus, why can't I do? Okay, well that's an 11. So I'm firing off again. This is from her spell book and her wand. This is her wizard spells.
Got it.
They're not doing good.
Manifesting.
I'm gonna have to manifest.
Welcome to Manifest. Manifest 2024.
Really gonna have to manifest in a bit. Yeah, that's all I can do for now because I'm too.
Come on, we get some cork. We're doing a vision board.
I love my vision boards.
Who has a copy of The Secret?
Okay. So, with that miss, we now have Captain Blanche. Captain Blanche, you have a couple things that you need to decide to do here. Do you, now that the pirate crews of the other ships, at least one, this round has been alerted to your presence. It's going to be a very short order before the others, however many there are in this fog bank, are alerted to your relative whereabouts. Do you continue to go slow and hide in the fog and use it to obscure your presence, or do you hang all sail and try to get as far away from this place as possible?
With all the shouts going on out and about, she does a quick loud whistle, because I mean they've already seen where the fireball came from. They know where we're at this point. So it's just loud whistle, all hands on deck, unfurl all sails, and I look to Harper. You hold on to this, and I point to the helm. I am going to let's see here. Going to grab a forked twig, probably buried in my hair somewhere from all the nonsense the past couple of days, snap it, cast locate object, and prep an arrow with a bit of some whiskey and linen wrapped around the end of it, light it on fire.
Okay. Man. Okay. Harper just did their own helm check and rolled a Nat One.
Harper!
Oh boy.
Man, I know!
It's been a minute.
So this isn't the shape that these
That is
things
literally
were when I was
that is
a young
literally
person.
she is surprised that Captain Blanche just sort of like tossed the wheel her like
Theory, my
handed the
license
helming of the
expired.
ship over to her in this moment. She's, oh boy, let's see if I remember how to do this. It's been a minute, and she's like very
See the hazard
nervously is
lights
sort of
go
like
on.
white knuckling the tiller. You do that. You prep the arrow. That will complete your turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
Hatch.
Okay, Hatch at the moment has literally no ranged anything unless they want to catapult me at the barrel.
no.
I'm going to hold an action. If any ship gets within, well, how far can we see? Can we see further any at all, or if it looks like a ship is about to try and board us, I would like to dimension door into their what do they call the cannon room? The cannon, the gunnery.
Midships.
Yeah. I'm gonna teleport right in next to a cannon. I'm gonna sink this motherfucker.
Okay. Holding that action. All right, Brash, you're up. Oh, actually, Hatch, really quick, before you do that, give me a perception check just to see if you can see if there's any ship that's really close.
And it would have to be a sight one because I can't smell that around. Okay. That is a God. That's a 9.
Okay.
I need to read
Hatch,
some
you are
books.
up. Or Brash, you are up.
This is really kind of close. Would I know if there is any shot of Pandora still being within range to hit this barrel?
This particular one?
Yeah.
Because of the fog, you're not really able to get a sense of like distance. You can hear it. You can hear like the sounds of the pirate, the Charybdis Marauder vessel and the crew. And you can even hear like the faint sound of like the voice of the barrel just being like, "What are you all doing? We hanging out?" And
Mr. Hanky, that's who that is.
It is.
meanwhile, the other barrel, you don't know where it is. It swam off, and you don't know its whereabouts.
I want to try and just buff Pandora as much as I possibly could.
Okay.
To try and give her one more shot, if that's possible.
Okay.
Oh, could you not have used your bardic on that last attack?
I would have, but she went before me in my initiative, so I didn't have
No, but
time.
didn't you give her a bardic
to it.
earlier?
No, I gave
That was me.
Chasm.
Oh, that's right.
Blanche.
Yeah,
Yeah.
helmsman. Got it.
I think Brash is kind of clinging to hope still, so he's gonna run up to Pandora. Bonus action, give you inspiration. Full action, give you enhance ability. Would that be dexterity? Your firebolt?
No, that'd be her, whatever you're using
It's an
your magic.
intelligence, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Intelligence.
You're in touch. And so I'd give you what's the animal for that?
What's the smart animal? Octopus?
What's the smart animal?
Raven?
Should be.
Science.
The axolotl's
The
intelligence.
science animal!
The well-known science animal.
Not saying the thing.
nice, I guess.
Fox's cunning
There you go.
is what I'll give you.
Now
And
I
I
have
will
all
just-
the smarts.
Yeah. I'll kind of just like grab your shoulders, look you right in the eye, and be like, please don't miss.
It's a warm up, okay?
I'll
Just
get
a
it
mulligan.
over
away.
here.
And that's all I'll do.
Okay. Meanwhile, you hear across the water. You hear the sound of a gravelly captain's voice saying, "They're in the fog behind us. Open fire!" And you hear the sound of a full battery of cannons just going off one by one, as it sounds like it's tracking. You hear a suddenly, right next to you, Pandora, the railing just suddenly disappears in an explosion of splinters and wood pieces. Just suddenly, as this cannonball just streaks in and blows through a portion of the top deck.
That'll buff out.
Not a hole, just blasting a portion of the railing away. This was very, very close.
These are authentic leather, you fuck! As her boots are getting a little scratched.
The other cannonballs, you see very suddenly streaking out from the fog, and they do not find their mark anywhere on the HARETRIGGER as it just sort of streaks harmlessly by. That brings us back up to the top of the initiative order with Pandora.
Also, I'll point out that Animate Objects has stopped now because I'm focusing on enhanceability now. So that'll probably make this a million times harder. I'm sorry.
You hear the faintest voice of the barrel. It's like, so are we gonna talk about our feelings or something? And then suddenly it's just like, our feelings. Oh, wait. Or what happened? That's not what we're focusing on right now. As it seems that at least for this particular barrel, they suddenly are no longer animated and have now just plopped down on the main deck.
Here we go. Here we go, fam. Okay, so what do I get added with enhanceability? Excuse me.
You have advantage on... This might not even translate. I'm just praying it does. You get advantage on intelligence checks.
Huh?
And then 1d8 added to any roll of your choice.
And I don't get advantage on
Not for spell attacks, I don't think.
a spell
Probably not
attack.
for spell attacks.
Oh, shit.
We'll
Once
do anything
again,
at this
I
point,
have
right?
fumbled the bag.
No, you didn't. A D8 should be enough.
Okay.
I pray. And so we pray. And so-
Well, you're not gonna need it because this is gonna be the nat 20. This is the nat 20.
This is it. This
You've
is
been
it,
saving up
guys.
for that rolls.
This is the nat 20. This
20.
is the nat 20.
Man.
Oh, thank Christ. Okay. So without it, it's 22. But since I know the DC is probably higher right now, I'm gonna fucking use the Bardic.
Yeah, do
Regardless.
it.
Yeah,
Burn it.
please do.
We're not fucking around and finding out.
Well, here's the thing: you don't have to. The DC was going to be 19. It was just going up in difficulty by 1. Pandora, you feel Brash's hand on your shoulder as he gives you this inspiration, and just the crash of the cannonball crashing through the railing sort of unnerves you and unsteadies you as he just sort of holds you in place and gives you that moment of steadiness as you suddenly line up and you say just under your breath, "I hope this works," and
Don't fuck with my shoes.
and you send this mote of flame out into the fog, and it melts the fog as you send it through. It melts the fog as it pierces the space in between. And if this particular barrel were animated in this moment, they would have been like, "Oh, bright lights! Well, that hurt." And but they're not animated anymore, and so that just doesn't happen.
Did him a mercy.
Did do him a mercy.
You
There's a tear in the fabric of reality we briefly see.
you see the bolt of fire puncture the outer cask of this barrel, and there is a moment where there is nothing, and then there's a as suddenly the fog is blown away from this massive shockwave. As suddenly I've said it before, but the placement, it was right by the main mast. Suddenly this main mast gets shot up into the sky as the back of this ship at midships is completely sundered. The sound of the Charybdis Marauder crew is there as they're screaming, as many of them have been thrown over the sides, none of them expecting a sudden mote of flame out of the fog. You hear the captain screaming, "Abandoned ship!" And the blast from the Charybdis Marauder vessel has blown the fog between the two vessels completely away, basically expanding suddenly the amount of space that is visible. You are suddenly very, very visible in this moment.
I wish I could cast another spell, because I would. I'd cast darkness.
They're in that
Captain
big pile of
Blanche, you are
darkness.
up next with Hatch on deck.
Okay, so when I cast locate object, I was thinking about the barrel that went off. So how does this work? It says as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of me, then I know the direction of its movement. So I'm going to try to hone in on that, and I want to fire an arrow in that direction. Hopefully I hit something.
My God, if it swam further than 1,000 feet in 6 seconds.
I've got a range of
Michael
600.
Phelps.
Yeah, I'm saying get that barrel to the Olympics.
Okay.
Ledecky.
Alrighty. The spell. Who knew Rangers would be so clutch with this spell? Locate object. Well done.
They're underappreciated.
They're
I've got friends that would agree.
Yes, you did.
If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
Still swimming?
No,
tell him
it's
not
not still
to.
swimming.
Well,
Oh yeah, he would have stopped.
Spell's done.
you sense the direction to the object's location as long as the
Okay.
object is within 1,000 feet. If it's in motion, then I know the direction where it's going. But if it's
So
stationary, then I
technically-
still know where it's at.
Given the nature of the waves moving this thing, it looks like it was swimming in a particular direction, and it is still just sort of bobbing in the waves. Hold, please. Oh God. That doesn't help. I'm gonna need you to do something for me.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna need you to do two things. So I need you to give me a percentile dice roll to see how likely you are able to hit something you know the general direction of, and you know sort of where it's located, but where it's moving towards. And then I'm gonna have you roll an attack roll.
000, baby.
Go boom, go
sorry.
boom.
You know, that's actually not a very far stretch for me because I rolled that a lot more often than I think I should. Okay, so percentile dice first, right?
Yep.
You're kidding. You're
No,
kidding.
I'm not.
You're kidding.
Wait, you rolled 0?
Yeah.
Wow.
What does
Oh my
that
God.
mean?
That's a
That means we
100.
won.
That's
Means
a 100.
Every ship exploded. The ships converged on a point, and the center of that point was the barrel.
Captain Blanche Abigail
No,
Harper.
no.
That's
This-
our
this-
fucking
this-
captain, baby!
She knows almost dead on certainty. She knows the location of that barrel, and now all she needs to do is roll to attack, roll a shot.
Roll to blow that fucking shit up, Captain!
Or tall. Where the die? There it is. Okay. 16 plus things. What are my things? Plus 9.
Damn.
Okay,
Goddamn.
on a 25. On a 25, Captain Blanche, you have your bow, and you knock your arrow, and you just stretch out with your feelings, and you can almost envision exactly where the barrel is. And you could sort of see its motion as in this particular moment, it has just kissed the side of another boat.
Drawing the string
Yeah.
back. I always said if I had feelings, I'd take them out and play with them.
You
That's
release
our
the
captain.
arrow, and in this very brief moment, you have a flash of the vessel, and you see that it's a vessel of orphans. Oh no! No, you see. No orphans were harmed in the making of this episode. You see
monster.
you see this arrow streak out, finding purchase. The flame very briefly just sort of burns slowly on the exterior cracker barrel. The exterior, the exterior of this barrel, and there is no sound at first. It's just the sound of smoldering, and suddenly, off in the distance, you didn't really know how far away this thing was, but it was almost at the edge of 1,000 feet. And you see this brilliant flash of light and the sound of screams as another boat explodes and is no more. So of the, well, you don't know how many boats there are out here.
2 down!
I'll be down.
2 down.
Yeah. 3 to go.
And at this point, you hear the sounds of bells and of screams and yells of the other ships, and it seems like at this point, several, at least 4 ships are behind you and are now adjusting their course.
There was 6?
And in one round, we got 2 of them.
Yeah, but now we're out of barrels.
We're having
options.
we're having that at sea battle where that's without a doubt the best pirate I've ever heard of. It's like now.
That is, man. We're really cool. We're really cool.
At this point, you hear the sounds of the ships behind you, or at least the sound of the crews behind you. Your 2 barrels have been exploded, completely annihilating 2 of the, we'll say, smaller pirate vessels. But they've been utterly destroyed. You hear the sounds of what is left of their crews sort of struggling in the water as they are, grabbing onto sort of the flotsam and jetsam of what remains of their ship. At this point, Harper looks over at you, Captain Blanche, just like, Blanche, I might recommend that we put on all sail at this point and try to get out of this fog.
Whistling out, hollering to the crew. Y'all heard her.
immediately the crew leave their posts at the guns and immediately haul ass up into the rigging and just drop all sail. Just you feel sort of the lurch of the ship as it suddenly takes the wind and starts to pick up speed. At this point, the fog also is starting to dissipate. Partly to do with the slight breeze that you guys feel at your back, but also the two massive explosions that have actually just blown away the fog. Not only because of the powder from the barrels, but also the very active powder that was in the ships already. Hatch, I need you to give me a perception check.
Perception. Oh, okay. Let's see.
This is usually why I don't like rolling percentile dice, because it's always 90 or above. Every time I roll a percentile dice, it's 90 or above.
That's not a bad power. I got a 2.
It is when it lands you
You
on
got
a
a 2?
vampire island.
Yeah. Not
Just 2?
perceiving anything anymore. Yeah, just a 2.
No.
Yeah, the fog is still like really, really thick behind you. Not yet able to see like how close or how far away these ships are.
I'm going to keep holding that action.
At this point, Lemegli, Yonlin, Sindir, and Grill, and Tyler, and Brack are all just, they've laid on all canvas. They have fully got this ship underway. It is going at a very steady clip. Heading out of the fog, you can start to see it sort of partially begin to diminish and break up. It's at this point that you, Captain Blanche, you sort of, as you're sort of take back over from Harper, unless you want to give her the wheel.
No, I'll get back on the wheel.
Okay.
I don't want to test my dice rolls that much.
Now give
Okay.
it back, Nana.
Give me a helm check real quick.
Watch this be where I pay for that awesome clutch roll. Ha! What'd I say?
Another 100.
No.
That will be a 12.
Okay.
Not as bad.
On a 12, you are still able to take full advantage of the wind, and you are able to move very steadily. And now you have left the fog. You see the ocean laid out in front of you. You're still getting a good breeze behind you, and you are taking all of that wind and putting it to your advantage. At this point, also behind you, you see 4 ships pretty close together begin to exit the fog as well. They look to be about 1,000 feet away from you.
Okay. Well, that's fairly well out of range, but it's not good that they can still see us. All right. Well, what are we thinking, everybody? What do we need to do? Because at the moment we're out in open water, so the chances of going anywhere unseen, unless we want to go back into the fog.
Peace. Can we go bye-bye?
Do we know how close we are to any other pirate camps?
Yeah.
Someplace so we can get in a crowd.
Or any of the archipelago.
Something like that.
I know where north is, and I have the maps. So will I be able to tell?
Pandora, give
Thanks.
me a
Matilda.
yeah, give me a survival check.
I'm Peppa Pig. 15.
15. You very quickly gaze at the maps, and you determine that you are in fact headed directly for, at least based off of your current heading, you're headed towards Grim Talbot, where the Charybdis Marauders are located.
Captain, we are headed straight into enemy territory.
Oh, son of a biscuit-eating mud muncher, and I'm going to cut the wheel. Where am I going, Pandora? Left or right?
Great question. Are we going left or right?
I'm pulling up the map too. Hang on.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this in the. Show you a very quick.
Oh my, there's a Lucas Nightmare.
We can get alongside one of the ships, then we'd only have to worry about the guns from one broadside.
That's true.
Rather than all 4 of them.
Here is a glimpse of the Shabazpur Islands.
I would love to jump in one of the ships and fire their cannons.
The Grim Talbot is
That's his dream.
where we're headed
That's my
currently,
dream.
right?
You can't see it, but you can actually. You can see. You hear Grack up towards the crow's nest as he's finishing up, like tying off one of the sails in the rigging. You hear, "Land ho! Land forward!"
No, not that fucking land. Are we coming from the direction of El Fade and Zephyr? Is that where we're coming from?
No, you were coming directly north of there because you made out into open water from Selamet, and so you basically it's due south of you.
So then
I
would tell Blanche left then, right?
Yeah, that'll take us to Drockless.
Right.
Trying to get down to
So I
Droplet.
would tell her left.
Depart! And she just starts spinning the wheel, like pushing it down with her feet, pulling up with her arms, so on and so forth.
It's like
Bunny
a
hop on the
hamster
wheel.
on a hamster wheel.
Yes. My mama married a short king. I gotta make it work.
It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit up there.
Pretty much.
No,
the
because
fun
he's
way.
taller than me.
What are Brash and Hatch doing in this moment?
I am desperately getting that army gun ready to fire behind us as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And I'm like kind of like picking Tyler and Telcor, like just anybody who's not currently working on sales to help me load and aim. Because the second they start firing on us, I want to be able to fire.
So right now, currently, Hatch is the only one who is available to actually help, as the rest of the crew are up in the rigging, tying off sails.
I'll help.
Thank you.
We're 1,000 feet away from the nearest ship, and there's no point in holding this action.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. You just help.
Yeah. Pick it up. Cannon. Got it.
There's a little bit of like decision paralysis there for a second. As like he's like very like flustered right now, as like he didn't think that plan would work. It was the first time he kind of like took his own initiative in a way, instead of just not listening to what Blanche would tell him to do, or not looking to her first for like an answer. And he's just like, yeah, let's keep this train going. Just like he's hoping to load the cannon.
So you were in both of you were in the process of loading the cannon. Just for the heck of it, give me both of you. Just give me, we'll say, just intelligence checks. Just see how quickly. Yeah.
We're gonna nail this.
One of these days.
9.
Ooh, I have a -2 to that also.
Oh no.
I got a -1. Hatch bonks his head.
Oh no!
We like run around. We like have like a cannonball in each of our hands. We accidentally run into each other.
We slip on a banana peel.
It's even more humorous than that.
No.
It's this is basically the scenario of Brash. You're like there's like a pyramid of like cannonballs that are right next to this gun, and you trip and you like fall, and you sort of knock the cannonballs out of the pyramid arrangement.
Ooh,
and immediately Hatch is scrambling, trying to like grab. He starts flailing around like what's his name from the Muppets, and
Like that?
and yeah, they're now just cannonballs that are sort of rolling over the top deck.
We never talk about this.
I'm imagining a like 6 foot tall lizard werewolf with arms that are on fire.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm on fire.
Going.
You know, now I think about it, trust me, maybe I should, with my arms on fire, be near the cannons.
If it weren't such a serious moment, the other crew members probably would be laughing. However,
Mutiny. We'll see.
Eventually, I'll say eventually it takes a minute, but eventually you are able to collect the cannonballs off the deck. Harper Champ is sort of looking at you like, everyone in this bloody crew is so strange. You are able to collect the cannonballs, and you're able to like Brash. You're able to like get the powder charge into the barrel of the gun.
Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Now help me aim it, and we just start pushing it to face directly aft behind us. And I'm gonna stay ready.
Pandora, I need you to give me a wisdom save.
Okay, now would be a really bad time to get swoofed off to hell.
Are you ready to talk?
Are you ready to talk? No!
Is now a bad time?
Combat! 13.
Hello. I've come to talk to you about
A
your car's
13?
extended warranty.
13.
Pandora, tell me exactly your position
Oh, fuck me.
on the top deck.
Well, she's helping Blanche, right? She's helping her steer. So she's got like the map furled out, right? Blanche is doing her little hamster run on the wheel.
She's holding the map in front of
She's being the GPS for Blanche. turn right, fucking right.
I need you to do a voiceover for GPS now, because I have to have that in my phone.
Fucking right.
I need Pandora screaming our directions at me. It's so awesome.
You've arrived at your destination, you dumb fuck.
You dumb fuck.
I want it so bad.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Make a legal U-turn. Fucking legal U-turn.
Oh wow. Pandora, you are holding the map in front of Blanche, like pointing out like the heading for Droklos, and like also showing them like there's Droklos and then there's Stex, but right now currently we're headed towards Grim Talbot. In like a few minutes we're going to be within gun range of one of the forts that are on the island. And you suddenly hear a voice. It's Mephistopheles. Seems that you're in a spot of bother.
Would you like to help now, Meth? She says, like, out loud while she's holding the map.
I normally don't respond well to nicknames, but in this particular instance, it seems that you do require some assistance. I suggest that you use the gem that I've given you and call for some aid from the depths.
An excellent suggestion, Meth. Okay, so I'm looking at who we have. The Render, the Knight, the Bound, the Disemboweler, Archon of the Black Moon, Spawn, and Seducer. Who would be from the
He's
depth?
not referring to the bounty hunters.
in the area.
Did he give you a Kraken on speed dial?
Wait, from the...
You have a Kraken?
I'm gonna lose my shit.
Do we have a pet Kraken?
Anything I should say in particular, or just summon him up?
There's a pause. Normally, I don't like to tamper in my niece's affairs, but in this particular instance, one of her friends might be able to assist you. They go, this is going to sound like I'm joking, but my niece named them BLURGHEE. So they answer to BLURGHEE.
Okay.
I love that name.
BLURGHEE.
Grand. And she's still got one hand trying to GPS it with Blanche, right? Going back and forth. Fuck it. And she just grabs her necklace and goes, BLURGHEE, could you give us a hand, please?
Give me a handle animal check.
What the fuck? I don't know how to do that.
Let's hope this doesn't take anything.
He gave you a Kraken on speed dial.
Well, why not, don't know what a BLURGHEE is necessarily.
You're not wrong. Just saying.
At 23, I don't know what's happening.
You rolled it. You got a 23?
23.
You grasp the gem.
She doesn't like animals, though.
And you hear a very deep, but also a very young sounding voice. Hello.
Is it a whale?
I'm here. Do you need some help? Which vessels are needing to be sunk?
I think she's like almost wanting to like take off the necklace because it's like, yeah, like
Just Titanic that shit into the ocean.
Oh, shit, what the fuck?
Ew, away.
Do I know what since he's coming from underneath, do I know what the colors, like, are the bottoms of our boats different colors, or is it like size, or?
You know that the Charybdis Marauder vessels, their main distinguishing marks is that they have yellow sails, yellow flags, yellow coloring. They have sort of a yellow gold sort of stripe down the middle of it.
And what's ours right now? Because we've painted ours, didn't we, guys?
Yeah, we got the sick flames.
So ours is
I mean, you
red?
could tell it to just go after the group rather than the solo. Don't leave the solo one alone.
We have like a darker wood like finish as far as I know. And it's pretty sick looking, if I do say so myself.
Fucking cool.
Not
Fire.
to be ridiculous about this or anything, but we also did just have a complete overhaul of the ship, so there's less barnacles on the bottom of ours.
Oh, okay. So yeah, go for the would say like
The unbarnacled.
Go for the ships with yellow accents that have more barnacles at the bottom.
And the connection is severed as you have given a word of command. And as you're standing at the aft portion of the ship, sort of looking back out towards the vessels, you see cannon fire coming from the forward portion of these ships as they have guns, gun placements on the front portions of their ships as cannonballs just plumes of water just shot up, skyrocket, just sort of dousing you, Pandora. amidst all of this water that is sort of like falling on top of the deck, you are able to see down in the waves there is this mass of white water streaking out from beneath your vessel and towards the 4 Charybdis Marauder vessels. You see...
Sickle.
Hold on.
This is not my area of expertise.
It is today.
Today you're a
You
sea
see
witch.
something that is vaguely resembling...
Oh, he's dropping art. He's dropping art.
Uh-oh. To the Discord.
To the
That's
Discord,
boring.
to the zone.
For the whales sweep this ship.
Ew.
It definitely looks like a kraken, but it is not a full-sized one. This would appear to be a baby kraken.
Baby Kraken.
As this thing streaks out from the bottom portion of your ship, you see it just close the distance with these vessels. You hear sort of this scream from the enemy crow's nests as they point out, and then suddenly this thing dives deep and is gone and lost to view. Then, all of a sudden, there is this writhing mass of like tentacles that suddenly wrap around 2 of these vessels and just doesn't drag them under. It's not strong enough to do that, but it turns them so that they're pushing into each other. And 2 of these vessels suddenly ram, and there's this one creates a very large gaping hole as one begins to take on water, and the front portion of the other vessel is completely fucked up. It brings the 2 extreme end vessels together, causing this massive pileup of these pirate ships as they crash one into the other. They are now just like a morass of like rigging and sails as their top masts have just completely gotten entangled with each other. For all intents and purposes, one vessel is sinking, one is extremely fucked up, and the other 2 are entangled in the mass of rigging and sinking ships. As all of these ships are now, for all intents and purposes, stopped, dead in the water. The tentacles... Oh, go ahead.
No, so I was just... I think me and Brash are helping each other back up to our feet. And we're just kind of watching that, and I'm slowly turning back into Hatch, just into Dragon Hatch, and I'm like, huh. Was that one ours first, mate?
I sure hope so.
It's not going to come after us, right? We're smaller.
I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out. I don't want to. All sail. I'm going to say it again.
I'll say.
Get us out of here. And like there's like a moment where like his voice quivers.
All of the crew are just like in the topsails, just like staring off into the distance as they've watched these pirate ships suddenly go. As basically this baby kraken has clapped the cheeks of these pirate vessels.
There were a million ways you could have said that. That wasn't the cheeks.
It won't survive the edit.
Yes, it will.
We'll say to nothing.
It will live on!
Pandora, you hear the sort of this rumbling young baritone voice. Just like, did I do good?
Oh.
So good. Thank you so much. You're so special. And she's like,
Thank
like
you.
She's like pulling the necklace like off her throat, like she doesn't want any of this. She doesn't want this anymore. I don't
May
mind
I,
leaving a review?
may I ask you your name? Okay. And the connection is severed once more as the tentacles slide off the pirate ship. And there is this plume of ink and just this massive cloud of like inky smoke that has now covered the area around the pirate ships, completely obscuring the vessels as this thing now descends once more into the depths. This was a chance meeting for a young juvenile kraken that goes by the name of BLURGHEE and has helped certain individuals at one time or another.
This is a recurring character also.
That's saying y'all say I'm clutch. Bullshit.
Captain Blanche, I need you to give me one more helm check.
Oh dear.
Shout out to BLURGHEE for single-handedly curing my thalassophobia.
Yerd.
That's a Nat One.
We're all a little dumbstruck right now.
And we will deal with the result of that Nat One next time.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
I don't want to be a warlock anymore. All magic has a price. I don't want it anymore.
The rent always comes due.
It's gonna come real fucking fast.
What is this gonna cost you?
Thank you all for watching. Please tune in next time to find out what sort of alliances and mysteries are uncovered as the crew of the HARETRIGGER makes their way into the archipelago known as the Shabazpur Islands. We love you. We hope you have a great rest of your week. And may you roll nothing but Nat 20s. Bye.